Welcome to Terra Juno Painting Stuff. In this plein air painting adventure, we're going to be painting a little winter creek scene. It's been very cold here and dark, and there's still a bit of snow on the ground. But the sun is peeking out here and there, and the air has warmed up, so what a perfect day to plein air paint. I had come down the day before to scout out locations with Emily, my dog. I wanted somewhere quite out of the way where Emily can run around freely and just be Emily.
You silly girl. I hope you're not rolling in otter poo. At least it's frozen.
This place doesn't seem like it should be here. It's just a short walk off of a park trail through the bushes.
You know where you're going.
This grassy area opens up next to the river below these towering willows. There's sort of a trail coming down here, probably made by deer, and it's a bit of an obstacle course to get through. There's still a lot of blackberry brambles and brush that you have to kind of fight through to get here, and I doubt it could be accessed once the brush and blackberry thorns start to grow. This is exactly the kind of place that I love to paint, places that other people pass by and don't realize are there. There's signs of beaver activity down at this little creek, and even though it's out of the way, there's still a highway next to me, so it's really not remote, but it feels remote when you just sit and you feel like you're in your own little space. It's just lovely.
Alright, I have a nice spot down by the river, and I haven't been out painting in like 2 months, so I'm very excited to actually get out into the fresh air, and I think this spot will be really nice.
The willows are still bare, and a painter needs to use a bit of imagination to tease out a composition through all this chaos. The color may not be as exciting as a spring scene or a summer sunset, but it doesn't take long to appreciate the subtle color variations in this landscape. Once you start to look at it through a painter's eyes, you see all the delicate yellows and violets, and a composition even starts to present itself. So I'm working on a toned ground today, which I don't normally do when I plein air paint, but I thought I would give it a shot and just see how it is when I am on location. I've got a chair today, which is really nice since I'm still recovering from a sprained ankle. Pencil. Oh, perfect. The sun is just out in full. I'm kind of hoping it'll go behind a cloud because it isn't part of the plan, but I guess I should always expect the unexpected when I'm plein air painting. Alright, drawing done. So that's pretty much all it is. It's just a mess of lines, figuring out, what I want in the composition and kind of where I want things to lead. I'm making a lot of things up because it just kind of goes into a bunch of brambly, indistinct weeds over there, so I may create a little bit of interest. For the palette today, I have 2 piles of titanium white. One's a bit dirty. This is just titanium white and yellow ochre. This is cadmium yellow light, cadmium orange, cadmium red medium, and alizarin crimson, dioxazine purple, burnt sienna, iron violet,
ultramarine blue, Prussian blue, permanent green, ivory black, azo green, yellow ochre, mucky gray, which is just a recycled paint that I make. This is Portland Gray Warm, and this is just a mix of Prussian blue and white. And here I've got this was just a mix I made up when I was making up this and this. It's just yellow ochre and Prussian blue with white. I had so much of it, I thought, why waste it? Just taking my little fan brush in here. Love me some fan brush. I just never used a fan brush, and I ended up getting one. My dad actually got one for me, and I used it for the first time and I thought, oh, this is fun. It really makes a lot of fun marks, and it can be a bit treacherous because you have a lot less control. But I mean, you don't really have a lot of control when you're out plein air painting anyways, because the weather, unruly dogs, you already don't have a whole lot in your control, so why not throw a fan brush in there too? I like what it's doing here. It's interesting. It's a bit spooky. I had to say, I kind of knew that this would be a spooky looking scene just because of the dead stuff. Everything in this painting is sort of it's pretty deep into winter. It's hard to not make a painting look spooky that has willow trees that have no leaves in it. They're really not the most joyful looking winter plants. Do a little bit of blending here, and also giving my dog a chance to chill out too. It's getting to be a time of day when people go out and walk their dogs, and there's a lot of animal activity, and she's kind of getting to a point where I think she's getting a little bored. I'm such a dog mama. My life revolves around my dog now. Yeah, I like that. I kind of like the sky that's happening here. It's coming off a lot brighter on my camera. It's not actually this blue. The winter skies here are not that blue. But I like what's going on.
I'm enjoying the effects of working on this light gray ground. My scene has a lot of grays in it, so it's doing some of the work for me. I'm not sure I would use it for every plein air scene though. One method I like to use when I plein air paint is to scratch and remove paint to create texture and detail. So you need a white surface of the canvas to make the most of that technique. Having a toned ground does unify the painting and speed up the painting process. I only had about an hour and a half to work on this painting in total, and I was able to rough in all of the elements in the composition, so it did help with speed, but at the expense of texture and brightness. I think I would use the toned ground on a darker scene, like maybe a forest scene on a gray day or something.
Honey. Hi, sweetie. You want to go? Oh, whoa. Careful, careful. Careful, careful.
Emily was letting me know in no uncertain terms that she was ready to go, so we packed up because when my little baby is not happy, she is a monster. And I love her so much, though. She's really sweet.
All right. Well, that was fun. I'm so glad I got to come out and paint, and it's actually just started to rain. So we are almost already packed up and ready to go.
I wanted to go back before the paint dried, but the weather turned, and it looks like it's going to be dark and rainy for the next week or more, probably. That's winter on the West Coast.
I think my scene has changed considerably. The entire place is underwater now from all the rain we had. So I guess I won't be finishing that painting. I'm just gonna take off some little pieces of dirt and such.
Thank you so much for joining me for this plein air adventure. I hope you have a great week, and I hope you paint something beautiful.